The impressive X-TEN is standing right here behind me, and that is what this video is mainly about today. The X-TEN is an exclusive Xtura special model, which is a strictly limited edition. X-TEN stands for exactly 10 vehicles, so a very limited number, 10 special features and 10 times unique design. The X-TEN is inspired by the Escape, and that's why this video isn't just about this special vehicle in particular, but also with the Escape, Eura Mobil presented at the Düsseldorf Trade Fair in the summer what can be installed in the Xtura. And in this video, and also generally with our Competence register, we want to show exactly how it works, at what price and in what specific implementation. This vehicle behind me here is not a pure X-TEN. There is actually much more equipment. I'd say this is the Xtura with the most accessories worldwide, with over 100,000 euros in total of installed equipment. With this vehicle, we're showing what our workshop is capable of and our entire Competence register, and how you as a customer can truly optimize your vehicle perfectly and turn it into your dream motorhome. This vehicle will be on display for the next 10 days at the trade fair in Stuttgart at our own booth in Hall 7. After that, we'll take it back with us to our station, so you can also view it in Rimschalden at our place after the fair. The X-TEN and its features. Chapter number 2 is about the installations we've made on this vehicle. We won't go through all of them. We've already made 2 videos about our Xtura expertise register. Of course, it's constantly growing. Now we'll go through the new installations, all the videos we've made about the Xtura, the installations from the expertise register, and the expertise register itself can be found on our website. Before we dive into the individual equipment details of the X-TEN, let's first go over the key points again. So there are 10 vehicles, which initially come, so to speak, in quotation marks, as regular Xturas from Eura, straight from the factory. And then afterwards, they are converted into the X-TEN, and this happens step by step. Some installations are done in our own workshop, such as the air suspension and the sand plate holder. And then there are things that are done by partners, in the case of the X-TEN, mainly by caravans. For example, the Raptor coating and the wrapping. And for the Raptor coating and wrapping, we have a group appointment in October 2026, where all 10 of our X-TENs that have been sold by then will go to caravans en bloc. And there they will receive the remaining work needed to finalize the X-TENs. In terms of timing, you can imagine it like this. We currently have open build slots for 10 Xturas from April to July. In theory, you could still slip into the first model series 27, which will come out around September or October. We are selling the Xtura factory with price guarantee. And then afterwards, this Escape equipment package will be added on top, en bloc. If you add up the individual items, we end up at 32,000 euros. In the complete X-TEN package, we offer this with a 10% discount for 28,800. Because the first feature of the X-TEN is the wrapping. With the Escape, Eura already showed at the trade fair what you can do with it. Now we're implementing a concrete example here and showing how it's done. Specifically, this wrapping costs 8,211 euros as a single option. But we've refined it a bit compared to the Escape. We've added a 3-dimensional visual effect. Specifically, we've preserved some of the contour lines known from the Xtura on the vehicle and then had our X-TEN wrap meticulously applied over them. That way we get this 3D effect. When the sun hits at an angle, the vehicle starts to shimmer there. We didn't just do that with contour lines. We also did it right here with a detailed relief of a map. So that's actually quite clever. And apart from that, we've also incorporated a bit of a starry sky and northern lights into the wrap. And we've highlighted it again with this neon yellow here to tie it all together. In my opinion, I think it's turned out to be a very successful design. The whole design continues at the front on the cab's hood and at the rear on the back in the same pattern. This wrap is always included on the 10 X-TEN vehicles. Now, there are also many customers who say, I want something a bit more personal. We have a solution for that in our expertise register as well. For the wrapping, we work together with caravans. We've put together a package here. For around 500 euros, customers get 4 hours of design time from caravans, during which their own vehicle is designed. And then the costs for the wrapping are added on top. For the wrapping, you can use the total cost for the X-TEN as a reference, which is approximately 8,000 euros. The second key feature of the X-TEN is the comprehensive Raptor coating. We've really applied it all around the vehicle, including on the front bumper, on the protective skid plate underneath, which is a completely separate item, on the heavy-duty recovery lugs, which are also separate, and on the wide fender flares, on the front indicators, on the side mirrors, on the door handles, and on the side skirts that run all the way to the back here. Back here on the wheel arch extensions, even the Alder heating chimney or the standard heating chimney, whether it is an Alder or a Timberline system, the external power socket, the rear wheel arch, the additional power socket, and of course the entire rear bumper are all thoroughly coated with Raptor. This entire Raptor package now costs 1%. Individually, it's 6,749 euros. And if you do not want to buy the X-TEN, but instead say, hey, for example, if I only want the mirror Raptor coating, of course we can do that too. So far, it's still listed as a large package in the Competence register, but upon request, we also offer individual parts. The third equipment option for the X-TEN is the Snorkel. It simply draws air from higher up, less prone to dust. That costs as a single option 3,064 euros. The fourth equipment option for the X-TEN is the Panamericana grille, which is of course also Raptored. At this point, you have to be a bit careful. There are things shown here that are not part of the X-TEN package. For example, we simply installed the two lights because we wanted to show them, just like the hood spoiler, which is also not normally included. Of course, you can further refine your X-TEN and order these items individually as well. Option number 5 for the X-TEN is all the skid plates. We have one at the front for the engine, one for the transmission, for the fuel tank, and for the differential. The one right at the front here is always Raptored in neon yellow. All 4 skid plates together cost 4,753 euros. Always included with the X-TEN is the 6th accessory. The air suspension from VB is included. You can't really see it right now, but it's an absolute must for every Xtura. With it, we achieve 2 things. First, we can increase the weight rating from 4.1 tons to 4.4 tons, so that's an extra 300 kilos of payload. And above all, the rear axle is reinforced. Normally, it only has a capacity of 2,430 kilos, but with the VB air suspension, it goes up to 2,700 kilos. And after all, we load everything that has weight back here in our beautifully large rear garage onto our rear carrier plates. So the rear axle is simply always subjected to more and more weight. The air suspension costs 3,215 euros as a standalone option. As the 7th essential item, we always include the fender flares, which feature 3 distinct components here at the front axle. And of course, these are also wrapped to match. This item costs 1,040 euros. Option number 8 is the sand plate holder, including the sand plates. These always come in yellow on the extender, matching the decals here as well. On the one hand, they're stored here neatly, but the truly best feature is really the holder, which you can fold out like a table. To do that, I have to unlock it on the left and right here and then be quite a bit careful because it actually has quite a bit of weight to it. And once it's folded down, we have the perfect counter here where you can set down drinks or the grill, for example. We also have the external gas socket right here. If you're thinking, oh man, but it's sitting right above the hatch here, we have to mount the entire assembly at the very front edge of the vehicle so that our overhead garage door hatch can still manage to open with just enough clearance, even when the unit is in its lowered position. So we decided it was more important for us to be able to open the garage hatch when it's down than to have access to the outside here. We can still reach the gas external socket for the grill. The sand plate holder, including the sand plates, costs 2,310 euros. Option number 9 is the recovery lugs here and the attached shackles. The recovery lugs are always painted in this neon yellow. Here we're looking at 680 euros. And now we've reached the 10th and final feature of the X-TEN. The compressor in the engine compartment is very well hidden. It is installed right back here. It comes from ARB, is easily activated and switched on here with the button, and has a connector up front. That is exactly where we can easily attach this long extension hose to reach either the front or the rear axle. And right here on the tire, we also have this integrated pressure gauge in between. so we can carefully check exactly how much air pressure we are actually pumping in. This is our high-quality X-TEN model. We're very curious to see how it will be received here at the trade fair. Maybe just to clarify, the X-TEN is basically a ready-made accessory package from a single source, all of a piece. As a customer, you don't have to worry about anything yourself. You get everything from one provider. But if something is still missing, for example, the washing machine or the hydraulic supports, we can of course add those as well. And the X-TEN package is completely independent of the configuration in which the vehicle comes from the factory. So together with you, we order an Xtura directly from the factory, exactly according to your wishes, with or without diesel heating and all the available options. And then the X-TEN package is added on top afterwards, making it a truly complete solution out of it. What sets MI Mobile apart from many other dealers who also sell the Xtura is that we offer such a wide variety of workshop installations tailored individually for this vehicle, even after purchase. Our experience has shown that Xtura customers know exactly what they want. It's usually not the first vehicle they've bought, so they have very specific ideas. And every customer is different. That's how our register of expertise began. But I don't want a cassette toilet, I want a composting toilet. And it just kept going from there. On top of that, Eura has also responded very well to these suggestions from customers at Xtura. And for example, they no longer offer any toilets and provide the option to switch from diesel to gas heating or vice versa. And that allows us to personalize each vehicle more and more individually. So that's how our register of expertise came about. By now, it has an incredible 150 pages. It's become a real little Bible. We've already presented some of the individual installations from it in separate videos. Of course, it keeps expanding bit by bit. The Escape was a real game changer for us, where Eura showed what's possible, and now we've implemented some of those things in our register of expertise, showing exactly how it works, at what price, and the precise details of the implementation. We invite everyone to check the register of expertise on our website. You'll see many things and get new ideas. We now have a nice foreword describing how the Xtura and the register of expertise is understood. Let's look at this vehicle here to see what new features have been installed. Yes, today we're not presenting the updates in the register of expertise alphabetically, but simply in the order we can show them on the vehicle. But this comes under S for storage expansion. We call this the indoor and outdoor storage. For the outside, we've only installed a box under about half of the garage here. We can unlock it, pull it out, and there are 2 large storage boxes inside. And in the refined version, which is still to come, we'll be able to tilt this entire pull-out by 45 degrees, so you can easily look into the boxes without having to climb up so high. Of course, you can always take them out. It's a really great feature because very few people actually use the full height of their garage for storage unless they're putting bikes in there. Yes, most of the time you end up storing things flat because everything around you is tall and then the height doesn't do you any good. So we've solved that nicely with a double solution. And it's not just storage space on the outside here, it also has storage inside, additional storage space. The extra storage space inside, we'll take a look at it underneath here now. When I lift up the bed here, I usually look straight through into the garage. Here, we've simply added a second floor, which gives us a huge storage compartment. It's incredibly valuable as a compartment for dirty laundry, to put bathrobes in, or sauna towels. So you've really gained an amazing amount of space here. I'll show you on the other side for comparison, so you can picture it again. Normally, it goes straight through into the garage. Now you might be wondering, what are all these various parts lying in here? Let's continue with the assembly of the swing. And this is a long-awaited, beautiful dream of Dad's that has finally come true today.
Hello everyone. This is our beautiful lookout spot. Up here we sit comfortably on a swing and have a large window. And if I had my cigar and my red wine now, it would be even nicer here at this fair.
Let's build it together now. Here, the swing. To accomplish that, we are going to need these 2 sturdy wooden support blocks and the swing itself. These 2 wooden blocks are carefully positioned right inside here. They effectively act as a barrier to prevent the swing's rope from resting directly on the roof window's ceiling rubber. And then we securely connect the entire setup, so the rope with the roof rack back here, threading it through one more time. So it's actually a really simple and very easy task to complete. The construction is quite straightforward and is simply looped around here and then hooked in again very securely. it is exactly the same process on the other side as well. Also, just like this, and then you simply hook it in right here at the end. Then we tighten the entire assembly so it doesn't fall down right away. Carefully thread our swing down through, and now we just need to position our support blocks underneath here. And I always prefer to do it as far back as possible, because the window opens this way, which means I end up sitting far back. Now I'm here, and if I want, I can swing wonderfully, have a view, and basically have something like a table here where I can set down my drink. My dad would often say, now I would just sit and smoke my cigar right here and simply enjoy this beautiful view. By the way, from the inside, it looks exactly like this. We have a very nice big and wide swing, maybe even two people could comfortably fit on it together. Two slim people. But yes, and it's really just a high quality wood, so it also feels nice to the touch. Workshop installations in our Competence register. We also have the Xtura shop, where we simply offer parts that fit well with the Xtura. For example, fitted sheets that are just right for this mattress section, for this small mattress section, and for the slanted corner here, so they fit perfectly. Let's take a look at all the changes in the kitchen. We've already shown some of this in the old Xtura Competence register videos, but we're continuing to refine it. Step by step, even further. To begin our demonstration, let's start right here. Our cutting board is now more compact in size and is firmly secured at the back with rubber. The particularly convenient feature is that it slides effortlessly directly into this part at the back and can then be secured on top with the rubber strap. When I'm parked, I can say I'm cooking with gas, then I have it here on the left. If I'm cooking with induction, then I slide it over here. Or if I need everything right on my cooktop, I can even slide it all the way over the sink. That makes us really quite flexible there. We intentionally made it this high so that we can easily get over it here without any problems. It also has a bit of play here on purpose, because otherwise it would always get stuck when sliding. At the back, it locks in place neatly because we simply stuck felt strips on the left and right. Then we installed a different faucet here. The nice thing here is simply that we can take out the shower head, for example, to fill the spaghetti pot, or the water jug for the coffee machine. So we're just more flexible and don't always have to reach under the sink. And it also looks pretty good. And then we also installed a different sink as well. This is our duo sink, which means the sink itself is different and it no longer has that glass plate that used to stay on top. We don't have any hinges here anymore. This way around, as we always say, is the nice side where you can put things down. This way around is the working side, the cutting side, where over time the board might get a bit scratched and pick up some color. But that's not a problem. Since we don't need it, we just put it in this way. Yes, over here on the side, we have our kitchen extension. An older version is still installed here. We're also developing a bit further ourselves. This one is still too long. Yes, it scrapes against the cushion down there, which of course isn't the point. But in principle, the new one works the same way. It's a bit shorter and then locks magnetically at the bottom, so that it doesn't rattle while driving, but the support mechanism is exactly the same. It's simply a wooden bracket that comes out at the bottom. All of this is just really beautiful oiled wood, and it feels nice to the touch too. Here you can see that it's glued together in several layers, so it won't warp or bend over time. So style-wise, it also fits well with the Xtura. If you use this kitchen extension here, then the conversion of the third seat with a seat belt, which folds up underneath here, no longer works. So those two things are mutually exclusive. The question in the garage is always, where do you put the table and chairs? Somehow they're always a bit in the way, but not with this solution. What we've done here is we've installed an extra little board here. The Xtura has a slanted rear, which is good for the departure angle, but it makes it difficult for us inside to place the table and chairs against the wall, because otherwise they would sit at a weird angle. That means we're basically creating a second level here. We have a lashing rail above and we have a lashing rail below. And here we've simply made a strap into a kind of loop. And if I want to take out my chair now, I just loosen the strap. I don't even have to remove it completely. Then I can very easily thread my chair out, completely remove it, and later slide it back in behind and secure it firmly back in place once again. Now we even have plenty of extra space here. 2 chairs and a table. We're here now at our demo vehicle, which is also external, where we've installed pretty much every accessory we offer. But what's missing is the washing machine, because this storage extension plus washing machine doesn't work together. They collide. That's why we installed our washing machine in the Xtura, which we actually wanted to keep in its standard configuration so that we can show customers how it really comes from the factory. Yes, that's the washing machine, exactly, the tiny wash. It almost looks like a little UFO back there. If you're thinking, hey, it's mounted the wrong way around, it should open the other way. Yes, it should. But that's the only way it comes, with the hinge on that side, and you can't install it turned 180 degrees, otherwise it won't work anymore. So that is maybe a small downside, the position of the washing machine, but we can't install it on the other side because that's where the electrical box is. And running the water lines to the back wall would be pretty difficult. Here we're right next to the water tank, so the installation spot is perfect. And if I stand like this, I can still load my dirty laundry in there without any trouble. You can fit 3 kilograms of laundry in here, and the whole thing sits down here and is simply connected cleanly to the water. The only thing we have to adjust for this is the shelf. It will get a curve here so that it fits perfectly to the tiny wash. It looks so simple, just stick the washing machine on the wall and you're done. But it's not quite that easy. It does spin after all. So we really have to deal with some serious revolutions here with the washing machine, which also causes vibrations. We've installed a large reinforcement plate back here, also from the other side, so that it's really solidly anchored in the vehicle, and so that when it's in the spin cycle, the bed doesn't start vibrating. By the way, a question we get all the time: can I run the washing machine while driving? Yes, you can. There's no reason why it wouldn't work. It just needs power and water. So that's all the news about the X-TEN and the Xtura from Mobile. Here, the day of setting up our booth at the trade fair is coming to an end. The trade fair will really be starting soon. We're looking forward to welcoming everyone who visits us here at our booth in Hall 7. And to being able to personally present this great vehicle with all the refinements it has received.
Yes, and now we would of course be very pleased and absolutely delighted if we have sparked your interest, and you would certainly like to schedule an appointment with us. You can find us right on the B29 between Fellbach and Schorndorf, just 15 minutes away from the Stuttgart Stadium.
Yes, you can find all the vehicles not only online, but also on display at our complete showroom on site.
And by complete, we mean all furniture decors, all upholstery, all layouts, in short, all Eura, all Carmen.
You can find information about which vehicles are available on site, in which configurations, and from when on our complete website, which is also linked below.
And then a very special specialty of Mimobil is the sale of the large rental fleet at the end of the season, or even during the season, under the brand name Early Bird. The Early Bird catches the worm. In addition, you can also order a custom pre-owned vehicle from us. It just needs to be delivered in time for the rental season, so that it can be handed over at the end of the season.
Speaking of rentals, at Mobile we don't just sell motorhomes, we also truly offer service from start to finish. And for that, let's first take a look at the rental department with Mama. We have over 50 vehicles available for rent, with new models every year featuring a wide variety of layouts. So the chances are actually very good that you can in fact first rent the vehicle or automobile that you are interested in buying from us. All the vehicles are serviced and maintained by our workshop and customer service team.
Yes, here in our technical area, we're in paradise when it comes to retrofitting. Here you receive personalized advice and your vehicle is customized. For example, this includes topics like self-sufficiency with solar panels, inverters, lithium batteries, multimedia features like satellite systems, TVs, or maybe you'd prefer an internet antenna, as well as everything related to sanitation such as toilet solutions and water purification systems. We install hydraulic leveling systems, air suspension, weight upgrades, and tow bars. I could go on like this forever. At this point, a quick note, we're looking for support in our technical department. So if you have some technical know-how and genuinely enjoy advising customers, as well as putting together detailed offers, please feel free to get in touch with us at any time. And now let's continue on to our workshop.
Wait, there's a quick stop in between. Our workshop is actually located at our new site in Bräuningsweiler.
Everything you've selected in the technical department, we're happy to install for you. Not only that, but we also expertly handle any other repairs related to motorhomes. We offer this comprehensive service not just for Euro and Cayman, but for all other brands as well.
So that was our quick introduction. You can find detailed information about My Mobile in our kickoff video 2024. The link is provided below in the description.